Hello guys, welcome to Coding Byte. Linux has traditionally been known for its ability to support older hardware, and while many modern Linux distributions have dropped support for 32-bit systems, there are still several lightweight Linux distributions that continue to support older hardware with 32-bit architecture-based CPUs. These distributions are popular among users who have older machines and want to keep them running with full functionality. These distributions are known for their minimal resource usage, fast boot times, and ease of use, making them an excellent choice for older machines with limited hardware resources. Here are some distros that still support 32-bit systems in 2023. Debian Linux is the foundation of hundreds of Linux distributions across multiple architectures. Millions use it as a desktop and server operating system. Debian is a universal operating system because it supports x86-64, ARM64, ARML, ARMHF, i386, MIPS, MIPSL, MIPS64L, PPC64L, S390X architectures with work in progress for RISC-V64. In addition, it supports a wide range of hardware and includes free and non-free packages. On the desktop side, all the major desktop environments are available for you to install on your older hardware. Perhaps, it is the safest choice if you are looking for a vanilla 32-bit Linux distro experience. Remember the famous Crunchbang project? The BunsenLabs Linux is a successor of the Crunchbang project based on the Debian stable branch. Like Antix, it also features Windows Manager rather than desktop environments. It brings OpenBox Window Manager with an excellent Tint 2 panel at its core. In addition, some goodies such as COM key presets and JG menu make it a well-designed 32-bit distro for that ancient hardware. Linux Mint Debian. You get the same cinnamon desktop experience just without Ubuntu as its base. It is equally easy to use and as reliable as Linux Mint based on Ubuntu. Not just limited to the Debian base, but you get support for both 64-bit and 32-bit systems. Debian gives users access to online repositories that offer non-free software and over 51,000 packages. This is a lightweight distro with a legacy version, which offers a unique revival spirit even for computers aging up to 15 years old. Bodhi Linux is a distro that values minimalism and ease of use. It's meant for people who want a fast and efficient desktop, even on older machines, and don't want a lot of pre-installed software. If you choose the 32-bit edition of Bodhi Linux, you won't receive kernel updates. You will, however, get the aesthetically pleasing mock shader, with the controls to customize to your heart's content or apply any of the pre-designed, nature-inspired themes. The OpenSUSE distro is a popular choice for developers and system administrators, though you can use it as a regular desktop environment if you prefer. It supports many developer-focused tools, like Yust and OpenQA. You can get OpenSUSE in two different forms, Leap and Tumbleweed. Leap offers users a stable experience with regular point releases, but it's only available for 64-bit machines. Tumbleweed, on the other hand, operates on a rolling release basis and features 32-bit support. If you are an experienced Linux user and looking for 32-bit Linux distributions, Gentoo Linux should be a great choice. You can easily configure, compile, and install a kernel through the package manager with Gentoo Linux if you want. Not just limited to its configurability, which it is popularly known for, you will also be able to run it without any issues on older hardware. Even if you're not an experienced user and want to give it a try, simply read through the installation instructions and you will be in for an adventure. Antix Linux prioritizes speed and efficiency, and it promises to be usable for both new and experienced Linux users. It's based on Debian and meant to be useful as a live-only distro, should you want to avoid full installation. It is based on Debian and runs without systemd. That makes Antix somewhat of an acquired taste since the exclusion of system could be a deal-breaker for many Linux enthusiasts. Antix is highly compact, as its ISO file only accumulates 700 MB of free disk space. Its compactness does, however, have a downside because it doesn't have a lot of pre-installed applications owing to its small size. Antix provides fast booting, therefore, it also finds application in working as a live operating system on CD or USB. The lightweight distro would run smoothly on a 32-bit system with 256 MB of RAM and Pentium 3. Q4 OS is another Debian-based distribution that focuses on providing a minimal and fast desktop user experience. It also happens to be one of the best lightweight Linux distributions on our list. It features the Trinity desktop for its 32-bit edition, and you can find KDE Plasma support on 64-bit version. Similar to Void Linux, Q4 OS also runs on a bare minimum of at least 256 MB RAM and a 300 MHz CPU with a 3 GB storage space requirement. It should be more than enough for any vintage hardware. So, I'd say you should definitely try it out. MX Linux. If you've got a slightly decent configuration, not completely vintage but old, MX Linux would be my personal recommendation for 32-bit systems. It also happens to be one of the best Linux distributions for every type of user. In general, MX Linux is a fantastic lightweight and customizable distribution based on Debian. You get the option to choose from KDE, XFCE or Fluxbox, which is their own desktop environment for older hardware. You can explore more about it on their official website and give it a try. A list of 32-bit Linux distributions is incomplete without Alpine Linux. Alpine Linux is an almost 2-decade-old Linux distro created for developers and power users. It's unique and provides a 32-bit variant among other architectures. At its core, it uses Musl and BusyBox instead of GNU tools and packages. Also, Alpine uses OpenRC as in its system. This independent Linux is perfect for containers and hypervisors and boasts about its security. Perhaps not so suitable for usual desktop usage. However, the popular post-market OS Mobile Linux OS platform is based on Alpine Linux. As you can see, you have a number of choices for keeping your 32-bit machine running. Continuing to make use of it with one of these solid Linux distro is one way you can reuse old hardware. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and feel free to use the comment box to suggest us more topics to work on. See you next time.